just gotta get it all out.
Okay.
Get all your like weirdness out.
Okay.
Giggles. I have Mandy here today. I've been training Mandy off and on for 5 years. Yeah. So we have a long history together. She did bleachers, but she was training with me here at the gym for longer than that. So we're just gonna sit down and have a conversation about her progress. I guess over the past probably year, Mandy's been able to really nail down the food part of her journey, which is the hardest thing for people to get. So a lot of times, a lot of my clients like to work out. So the workout part, coming here, doing their stuff on their own is not a problem because they really enjoy training. But the food takes a little bit longer sometimes, right?
A lot longer.
Okay. So when you started getting the food right, like what changed in your brain that you can think of?
I mean, I just knew that, well, what a lot of people didn't know about me was that I would act like I was getting food right, but I really wasn't. So like on Monday through Friday at work, everybody that would see me, they would think that I did so good with my food. And then on the weekends or in the evenings when nobody was looking, I wasn't.
Right.
And I just got tired of it.
A lot of people have this problem where during the week, they really are 100% during the week. So
Yes.
they're taking their food to work. You really were doing what you were supposed to be doing or wanted to be doing during the week.
Right, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5.
Yeah. But like her progress would stall because you can ruin that in 2 days on the weekends.
Yes.
Yeah.
I blew it.
Yeah. Even if you're just going out like to eat and you have margaritas or something, and then the next day you have, some kind of junk, it's enough to put you at least into maintenance mode.
Yeah.
So you're not going to make progress. And so you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, I mean, my go-to would be Sonic. You just have certain fast food or certain things that alcohol is not my issue. I'm not a big drinker, but it's food. I love food. I love desserts. I love junk food, all that.
Yeah.
And I would blow it.
Yeah.
The 2 days of the weekends, and once you start your weekend off like that, then you think, well, what does it matter? I've already blown it, so why not just keep going?
Keep going.
And
then I'll just start again Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you literally are starting over every Monday because you can't get the weekend right.
Right.
Mandy works a full-time job, and there were a couple of things that even before we got the weekends down, she made some big changes. So like her very first change, like a long time ago, was stopping the sodas.
Right.
Right.
The Diet Cokes.
Yeah. And I remember a long, long time ago when we even first had this conversation, she was like, no,
never.
That will never happen. And I'll just have to work around that somehow. And so I didn't talk about it anymore, but eventually you did.
Yeah, it's been over 2 years now.
Yeah.
And that really probably truly is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Is to give up Diet Cokes. I loved them. I loved them so much. I'm not saying that sometimes right now, every once in a while, I might have one, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just being honest and truthful. But I can have one every couple of weeks or once a month, and I'm fine. I don't feel like I have to have them again all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a huge deal for me because I told you I would never ever give up Diet Cokes.
Right.
On the challenges, I would just work them in.
Yes.
So I drink water now.
And then another thing that happened with her was not going out to eat for lunch.
Right.
So a lot of people struggle with their work environment. And there's a lot of birthdays. People like to celebrate. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of food coming in. Especially, she works in the medical field, and I know that that's kind of how the reps come in, and that's how they kind of schmooze you guys. They want to bring in lunch, and it's Chick-fil-A or it's whatever it is. And I have other clients, not just Mandy, but they literally feel guilty about not eating the food because it's free.
Yeah.
So that is like something you've kind of dealt with too, right?
Yes. I mean, I've worked in the medical field since I was 19. So that's just a part of it. The reps bringing food in, the patients bringing food in, making homemade desserts to say thank you, going to Krispy Kreme and not just bringing one box of donuts, but 3 or 4 boxes of donuts. But it's probably been now, I would say about 2 years now, where I said I'm gonna stop going out to eat on lunches at work. And I'm gonna bring my food every single day. And that's hard because when you work with girls and you love everybody that you work with and it's a social thing, it's something that you do. Maybe you do it once a week, maybe you do, my staff likes to go on Fridays, they call it family lunch. And I just quit going. And it was hard at first on me because I felt like everybody looked at me like, that's rude, or, why do you not want to go with us? But I think that they understand now. It's nothing against my coworkers or anything, but it's just for me, it's what I needed to do for discipline. It's discipline.
Yes.
I do go every once in a while, and whenever I do, it makes everybody so happy, and it does still make me happy. But when I say every once in a while, I mean like maybe once every 3 or 4 months. That's how often I'll go.
And it's a lot of pressure on people. You're trying to do a good thing for your body, and you're trying to make changes, and when other people around you are not changing, it makes it really, really hard on you. And people sometimes are not really understanding about that. So, like, my point in this whole little part of this conversation, when you have discipline, it makes other people uncomfortable when they feel like they're supposed to have discipline too.
Yeah.
And so people can be, they can be negative, they can kind of pick on you, they can, kind of make little jabs and everything, and that's really, really hard to deal with. But I want other people to understand that her discipline is her discipline, my discipline is my discipline.
Right.
Just because she is more disciplined in something doesn't negate somebody else's discipline that is just starting or that is just thinking about starting. Mandy was in that place too. I've been in that place. Your discipline and somebody else's is not in comparison. So like I heard a quote, this made so much sense to me. Always have tried to show people how smart I am, or that was a thing for me. Like I needed to prove how smart I was. And I saw this quote that said, your level of intelligence does not mean I'm dumb.
Right.
So if it's more than me, it doesn't mean that I am not smart. We're all on these different journeys at different times. And so if somebody is in shape, they've gone through the whole process.
Yes.
They are on they're on the end, you might still be in the middle.
Yeah.
Right. She might have more she wants to do.
Right. And I do.
Yeah.
I do.
But it doesn't make somebody at the beginnings discipline any less than.
Right.
And so I just want to encourage people to not be defensive around other people that are in a different place than they are.
Yeah, I try to set a good example. Like, that's the way I look at it. I try to set a good example. I'm not perfect. I do mess up. Sometimes when the donuts come in, I will have one. And sometimes if I have one, I might have 2. And I did it recently. It's hard. It's hard.
It is
It's hard every single day. It is not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all.
Yeah, and I know people, even in for me, and I know this has happened to Mandy too, people will say things like, well, it's easy for you. Look at you. Because just because she is in shape doesn't mean that every single day she has to make the decision to do what is right for her. It doesn't mean it's right for everybody. but for her to meet her goals, she has to dig in
deep
every day.
Right.
And sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it's really, really hard. Like she's saying, like sometimes you can look at those donuts and be like, I feel so damn good. I'm not, those don't even bother me today.
And sometimes,
but I might be an emotional wreck the next time they come in, and I will have to eat one.
Right.
And
I promise, when I eat one, I eat two.
Yeah.
I don't ever just eat one.
Yes.
That's
like
my
Lay's
that's my
potatoes.
yes, that's my mental thing. Is if I'm gonna have one donut with the calories, what does it matter if I have two?
Yeah. Mandy has been with me, like we said, for like 5 years or so, and literally in the past, I guess it's been like year and a half, in that, somewhere in that range, she has felt like she's been at her best point with her whole journey, and that was after getting the food and everything.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about sticking with it when you're looking in the mirror and it's not there yet.
So I've never given up.
Yeah. So what motivates you to what motivated you to keep with the workouts even though you weren't seeing the results that you wanted to see?
First of all, I enjoy working out. So not everybody does. I really, truly, years ago, and I do feel like it started when I started working out with you. Because, a little background, I grew up with a dad that was a marathon runner and a mom that taught aerobics. So exercise has been a part of my family and my life, I feel like, as far back as I can remember. So when you have a mom and a dad that when you were a child, that was very important to them, you grow up thinking, okay, this is important. But, and I've always, done, aerobics or whatever, but I didn't like it. I didn't like working out. I didn't like exercising at all. And I do feel like when I started coming here and I started working out with you, that something clicked. And I thought, okay, I love this. Bleachers, all the different driveway workouts, all the different varieties of things that we've done. It finally clicked to where I enjoy it. So that helps me to keep going with the workouts because I like it. Not everybody likes it.
Right.
Some people will never like working out.
Right.
They will do it because they have to do it. They know they need to do it to stay in shape, but they will not like it. I love it. I love how it makes me feel. I love a challenge, but I've just never given up. I mean, the food has been my biggest issue, but working out and keeping with exercise really hasn't been a problem for me. Except for when I got, injured and I had my back surgery.
Right.
And we can talk about that too.
Yeah. So Mandy had, it was sort of after Bleachers kind of started ending that it started showing up, right?
It's been, it's been like 4 years now that I had to have back surgery. I was having back pain in my lower right side, and my right leg was numb and my foot was numb.
And so when, so after your surgery, so what were your limitations that the doctor said?
To never run again, and to not do any sort of pounding exercise, and to not do deadlifts either.
You got it. So when she came back after surgery, my whole thing with doctors saying that kind of stuff is I think I listened to you.
Yeah.
But we just took baby steps because I just felt like that was like a death sentence for Mandy. I couldn't believe that she would never be able to exercise like that, or nothing heavy or anything like that. So we just took it slow.
Yep.
We stayed in like super tight communication about it. We still do.
Right.
She has times when she's overdone it. I constantly ask her, because when you get to feeling good too, you want to push yourself.
Yes.
And you want to show off a little bit too, and you want to be, you get really excited. And so it's hard to say, okay, body, like I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
You're telling me to rest, and I need to do that. And I know that that's really super hard.
It's very hard for me.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me. And I do work for the orthopedics that did my back surgery, so that's really hard for me.
So they're probably like coming after me after this video.
Because I do talk about all my exercise and my running and what I do. I talk about it out loud. I talk about it at work. But that's okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. Like Hope said, we watch it really close. We watch my form. When I do run or jog or whatever you want to call it, I just try not to go like over 3 miles. I know that I can't go out there and do 6 miles. I don't need to. I probably could, but that's probably not the best thing for me to do.
And she slowly worked up to doing this. So
Right.
we did like walk running and all of that. We didn't just jump into 3 miles and
Right.
all that stuff.
And do you remember what I said to you whenever I first started working out? That I'm not a runner?
Yes.
I'll never run.
Yes. That was another thing with the Cokes. That was a simultaneous thing.
Yeah.
I will never be a runner. And I will not stop drinking, Cokes.
Right.
Yes.
And now I can run like an 8-minute mile.
And she likes it.
Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with the back, I'm not I don't want people to think, be non-compliant, like have surgery and don't do what the doctor says afterwards. But you just know your body, and you can feel, like I can feel it when it's not right.
Yeah.
And I'm vocal with you about it, and I tell you about it, and then we just make some adjustments, and then it gets better.
Yeah. And she didn't actually run for a long time until we started real slow with the weights, and she got real strong before she started the running back up.
Right.
So that wasn't some. I truly believe like adding the muscle and getting really strong has helped her be able to run now.
Right.
And now you're like doing race, like she's done some races. She's been fine. We just recently had a little bit of a setback, but she just took a week off. She's feeling better. We just take it slow. I constantly ask her, I probably wear her out, but I do trust her. She does come in and say, I'm not feeling good today. And so we just work around that. That's another thing that even like me and Josh talk about this a lot, but excuse me, when you do have an injury, people get really, really messed up by that. But there's a lot of stuff you can do around an injury. So find stuff that doesn't hurt.
Right.
Talk to a trainer or talk to your doctor and come up with a plan so that you don't re-injure yourself. You definitely don't want to do that, but you can still move usually. I mean, you got to be pretty injured pretty bad to not be able to do anything at all. And that can be a little bit, it can get you sidetracked a little bit when you do get injured, because we've gone through that too, where that's when the food starts being a problem again, right?
Yes. The week that I took off, I was really upset because I thought, is my back ever going to get better? And it did. It's better. It's a lot better now. So that does prove to me that taking some time off and resting, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. But I think having, with Mandy, having some people in her life that are encouraging and somebody to talk to. I think that's kind of what she was getting out when she was saying that she got into working out when she was working out with me, is we have like a community of girls. So we have a private GG page that anybody can get on. I think, a lot of the girls talk back and forth with each other. So just having having a group where you can talk and you can get motivated, and I think they motivate each other. They motivate me too. So we just left the parking garage workout. That's why we look a little
that's why we look like
very windy outside today. But it's not raining, thank goodness.
Yeah, sun's shining.
Yeah. So part of something else I wanted to talk about today was, so I know this happens to me too. People will say things like, well, it's so easy for you, and that really discounts what I've done. It really discounts what Mandy's done. she and I both have gone through.
Shit.
It's okay. It's fine. It's still going. She and I both have gone through ups and downs with weight loss, you know, back and forth. We're both ones that still want to work out. So that is one thing that I tell my clients is that keep working out.
Mm-hmm.
Keep lifting heavy, because when you do get the food, you are going to like your body.
Right. And that's what people want to know. How do you look the way you look right now? Because
Yes.
I'm 46. I've worked out really hard, really disciplined for all these years. But right now, my body looks better than it's, I think, ever looked.
Yeah. So she used to always say, I want my shoulders to look like this. I want my back to look like that. And I kept saying,
I want my stomach to shrink.
Yeah. But
The food.
you know, when I was like, it's there. I promise you, when you get the food right, your back's gonna look. I can tell she has muscles and all these things. It's just covered up.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that, if you don't lift, and I'm not saying like you don't have to be a bodybuilder,
Right.
but
Because I'm not a bodybuilder.
right. But you have a built body.
Yeah, I do.
And then you're shaping your body underneath all of that, and when you lose the fat, you're going to have the shape that you want. A lot of people lose weight and they look worse, and because everything just hangs down. There's no shape left. It's what they call skinny fat. It's almost like they're more unhappy because things are hanging down low, they're flapping around, you know. Whereas if you're lifting and you're growing muscle and that fat comes off, you've got some shape to you. It's what you call toning.
I've got workout partners in here that are stronger than me and lift heavier than me. I know that's okay because I just lift what's heavy for me. I can't think about, oh, well, you know, she's lifting more than I am.
Being in competition.
Yeah, it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's not about that at all. Because sometimes when I work out with you, you know, I have partners, and then sometimes I don't. I love having my partners, and then I love being with you solo. So
we can have some therapy.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Okay. I think that's all we have to talk about today.
We're good.
I appreciate you coming.
Thanks for
and
everything.
Being super vulnerable. I know this is hard for.
Just one more thing though I want to touch on is the group of girls. I can't tell you like enough how much it has helped for me to make friends and have you know, just a bond with these girls. And we're all different ages, shapes, and sizes. But we all, when we come together and we do these parking garage workouts or work out in your driveway or the challenges or whatever, like we all are on that same mission. And it's a blessing, all of these girls that I've met over these years. And I appreciate that because you are who brought all of us together. And if you really think about it, there's a lot of us.
There's a lot of you.
There's a lot. I mean, it's grown.
Yes.
Because we just keep bringing, you know, each of us will bring, you know, someone else in, and it's great. So I appreciate that. Let's keep doing that.
Okay.
Let's keep making our group bigger.
Okay. I'm totally down with that. We have this saying that once a Gigi, always a Gigi.
Right.
So I don't have everybody training with me at one time, but I do know that when I do see people I haven't seen in a while, they'll say, "Hey, I saw so and so at the gym," or you know, and it's a little connection that helps.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you again,
Thanks.
Mandy. Love you.
Love you too.